I identify as a gay male.
I am a full-blown lesbian.
Gay. I don't.
That's actually an interesting question because it's something that I've gone back and forth with the past couple of years since I came out. But I'd say that I identify as gay.
There was this kid, his name was Anthony. We went to the same elementary school from kindergarten to 6th grade. And him and I didn't have the same teacher until 3rd grade. And that's when I actually got to meet him and get to know him. He was pretty smart. He was super into soccer. He was pretty friendly, pretty popular. He got along with pretty much everyone. And yeah, I just remember crushing on him. I want to hang out with him. I want to be his friend. And funny enough, we never hung out during recess or anything. I was such a young age, looking back, I can see I was pretty stereotypical gay. I had only girls as friends. I hung out with girls all the time. So I never hung out with the boys. So I never acted upon my feelings towards him, and still have mutual friends to this day. And throughout 3rd grade through 6th grade, we were at the same elementary school, still was crushing on him. After 6th grade, we went to different middle schools and high schools. We still had a lot of mutual friends from grade school. So we'd occasionally cross paths. And same thing, I never acted upon it. One also being, I didn't know if he was interested in guys or if he even liked guys. And it wasn't until probably we were 20 that it was solidly confirmed that he likes ladies. Around that time, that's when my crush towards him did end. So it was this long drawn out crush, and just me fangirling over this guy and not having any acknowledgement or anything happen. So that would be, I would say, my true first crush.
I would go over to her house all the time, and we would just watch movies, and it started turning into this thing where it was Netflix and chill before it was Netflix and chill, because it wasn't it wasn't that before. So it was you make an excuse to sit on the couch and cuddle and do all this stuff, and but really it was just getting closer and closer each visit. And then one day I remember, I think I was laying on her couch and she was standing up or making something in the kitchen, and I tilted my head back and I was looking up at her, and she kissed me Spider-Man style, but she acted so nonchalant about it, love you babe kind of thing, and walked off. And my world was shook. I was like, what? I was like, yeah, that's cool. And you had to just play it off really cool, but I was froze inside. And after that, we started doing that at school, and then kissing and saying bye to each other. That just became the biggest thing in my life. It shook everything, and I was like, oh my God, I love this girl. I don't think that she was ever out. She was never, I wouldn't even say that she was gay. She was just very flirty, and we definitely just had a connection. She ended up having boyfriends. I mean, I think she had a boyfriend at the time, and that went into high school too. She just got a boyfriend, she was in serious relationships, and then I kind of was doing my own thing. And we would weave in and out of each other's lives, and we'd go to parties, and those would get confusing. And I think we had a few fallouts just because of things like that. What do you want from me? This is confusing. We could have had a lesbian, one of those drama movies, at the time, that's what it felt like in my life. It was some weird lesbian drama. For me, at least. And I think for her, it was just, I don't know. I think she was just having fun. I know maybe she had feelings for me at some point, but those things go in and out, especially if you've got boyfriends and you've got, everything else. I haven't seen her in years, but just kind of how it goes. I would paint about her and write about her and all those things. And then, it just life goes on, and then you just kind of fade in and out of people's lives. And that's how it ended.
I had just started volunteering at the zoo. I was in their middle school program. So I had just kind of started this program. My friends from the middle school program hadn't joined this program either. So I was just kind of on my own. I was the youngest kid. Yeah, I started out, I was 13 years old. Everybody else was like 14 or older. And I was kind of having a lot of trouble fitting in. And that wasn't unnoticed. So a few of the supervisors had started to pair some of these senior guides up with different zoo guides to kind of try to help them find their way or make new friends and just kind of grow as individuals in the program. And my senior guide, who had been helping me a lot, I've known him for about 6 months now. So I'm starting to learn a lot from him. He was a little bit older. He was 16, 17 throughout this time. I just always kind of like taking out with older kids. So I didn't really think much of it. And eventually one night, there was this one day where he invited me over for a sleepover, and he really had this complex of like, I can kind of do anything I want. So he made a move on me one night, and I'm still 13 at this time. I didn't really think much of it, but I was just really excited that somebody who I kind of found a little bit attractive was also into me. So I was really excited about that. It was something that I had never experienced before. You know, I was thinking like, oh my gosh, could this be like my first boyfriend? I don't really know. Like, does he like me? As you know, like the younger person, I was just kind of like reading into that language. As a 13-year-old, I really didn't know any better. So we started dating like undercover for close to 6 months. And throughout that time, I was continuing to do things that I just wasn't comfortable with. Some were sexual, some were just relationship wise. It was just really toxic. And I felt like I was trapped in this relationship that I didn't even want to be in, because I didn't even really like this guy, but he was very adamant on liking me. And he had this status, this place that I found really cool. I was worried that if I were to break up with him, I wouldn't be able to go back to the zoo, and I wouldn't be able to pursue any type of career with animals. So that next year I didn't do zoo guide. Eventually, like I did break up for that year, and like that's why I didn't go back, because I felt like I couldn't. I did go back to the zoo, and my fear was kind of right. It was definitely a lot different. And at this point, he is a junior, and it was his last year at zoo guides. So I just kind of like stuck it out. People had called out that I was like acting awkward or uncomfortable around him, and I was like, gee, I wonder why. Eventually, he kind of faded out. But obviously it's not something that I've ever forgotten.
I wasn't in another gay relationship until I came out when I was 30, which is a couple years ago now. And I met my now girlfriend. We were both working together, and we were friends for almost 4 years. And I just realized that I was crazy in love with her one day. I'd been in heterosexual relationships my entire life, and I was dating somebody at the time when I realized I was in love with her. I had her come with me on a little picnic, and we went down to a beach in Tacoma, had this little sunset picnic, and I was so fucking nervous. I told her that, I was pretty sure that if I wasn't with the guy I was dating at the time, that I would be with a woman. And then I kissed her. And then we started basically, and then the cops walked up. And all police officers saying, "You're gonna have to stop doing that now." And so we packed up all our things and walked back to her car, and we have been together ever since. And it's September will be 2 years now.